Hello everyone, I'm Green Potato. Today I want to introduce you to this handheld Acer 7556. It is the most powerful Android handheld so far. Only 8 plus 128G version. The debut price is $1,149. For seasons after the Acer 7552, the second Android handheld to reach this price point. RG552 was made of good materials. But because of the RK3399 processor, the reputation in China is very poor. This time the RG556 workmanship also has a very big improvement. The processor is also quite serious this time. Tiger T8 26nm 8-core processor. This is definitely not a big shipment. Not much to say. Let's take a look at how it really is. Let's take a quick look at the parameters. The RG556 is only available in two colors, black and blue. I'm the blue one. It's a transparent case. There's no frosting or texture coating. It's just like the two grips. It has a glass-like texture. It's very transparent. You can see the internal structure at a glance. The RG556 has an ergonomic design. This is a very big improvement. The overall weight is around 346.8 grams. The grip is closer to the handle. It's more comfortable to hold than handhelds with shorter grips. The RG556 buttons have a Nintendo layout. The steering mirror is centered. Thumbs can be snapped in naturally. With the large grip, the arrow keys don't feel like they're underneath. I think it's a good solution to the problem that most people have of whether the arrow keys should be on top or on the bottom. A lot of handhelds don't have them. That makes it difficult to use either the arrow keys or the joystick. As long as they're on the bottom, it's hard to use them. This time, the surface of the arrow keys is also very smooth. It's not like the previous FC grips. The conductive rubber is much softer than the previous model. It should have been remolded. It's very comfortable to press. But compared to the RG King of Fighters X3 A7 models, the conductive rubber is obviously a step back. It's so tricky to press the edge of a key like this. It's basically a string of keys. Press it normally. And then press up and down will also crosstalk. It's not good for people who like to use the arrow keys for gaming. But this machine is clearly aimed at people who like to use joysticks. The broken ear joystick is about the same size as the Switch joystick. There's ambient lighting all around. The clear case machine has a notch in the upper left corner of the ambient light. It's not a pretty sight. You can turn it on and off and set the brightness in the settings. There are also 3 breathing modes. But unfortunately only white light. Slightly dimmer. It would be nice to have RGB lights for the keys. Right function button at the same time press YB will be empty rocker cap. This button on the bottom left calls out the RG front end. Next to this short press is back. Long press is the home button. The 2 on the right are the double S buttons. These 4 buttons are all widgets. Not as hard as RG405M. The buttons are not as loud as the RG405M. The center screen is 5.48 inch 16:9. AMOLED screen. The resolution is 1920 x 1080. Moderate bezel. Stereo dual speakers at the bottom of the lower grip. 3.5mm headphone jack in the center. Charging port on the right side supports 1080p video output. On the right side is the TF card slot. This time finally knocked the cover. It's not naked anymore. The snap of the cover is very short. It's hard to snap it on if it's pressed directly like this. You have to go backward and then downward to get it to snap on. The upper shoulder buttons finally have vertical power discharges. The LTRT also has a slim hall trigger. It's supposed to be for bold driving. When using the arrow keys, the shoulder buttons can be hooked naturally. Power button in the center. Volume keys. Power finger. Air vents. There are 2 air inlets on the lower back. There is a set of plain text on the top. Power on 5V2A. Battery 5,500 mAh. Battery life depends on the specific simulation. About 8 hours on average. Playing only PS2 and GC these. The minimum is about 4.5 hours. It's still very good. This OLED screen uses RGB arrangement. The default color is cold. You need to adjust it in the test. Just adjust the white color to pure white. After adjusting, you can feel very intuitively. OLED screen vivid saturation. Because of the 1080p resolution. Compared to the previous RT505's PSV screen is much better to look at. But probably because the shader is not designed for OLED screens. ZRT filter users will have the same kind of crosshatching with insufficient resolution. No such problems with point-to-point. Same as the previous Helio Pocket Air. I tried many shaders and found dot filters work the best. There's still a faint horizontal line or two. But compared to other shaders, it's much better. If you don't like to turn on the shaders, I don't have a problem with the screen. The screen brightness is moderate. It has a wide range of adjustment. Officially, it uses DZ and PWM dimming. I tested it at the highest brightness with no strobe. B brightness will be significantly enhanced. There's a low brightness eye protection mode in the movie. The flicker will slow down a little when it's turned on. This kind of OLED screen handheld still recommend not to turn off the light at night. The RG556 system is a new generation of Android 13. There are only a few front ends for Android handhelds. I use Pegasus front end in all my Android handhelds, so I can't feel the difference. This comes with the RG front end. If you buy the package, you won't have to worry about it. But I think the Pegasus front end is better. Android handhelds are more convenient than open source handhelds. The main thing is that it's very convenient to stand